Okay, it's 5 after 5 in the morning. We're starting day 9 on the PCT, hiking in the mountains with a headlamp. Great night's sleep last night. Packed up the tent this morning with the owls hooting at me. It was fabulous. Okay, well, I'll get back with you. Well, I'll tell you what, let's take a we're way up here. Okay, on we go. Okay, this is a big deadfall. Looks like we're gonna have to take the backpack off and slide it underneath with me. Well, that makes the third one this morning. I've had to take my pack off and crawl on my butt underneath. That was the lowest of all of them. That was definitely a shimmy, but I certainly wasn't going to get up on top of it and risk sliding. The consequences were too grim. All right, onward and upward. First sighting of poodle dog bush. Now this stuff will give you horrible blisters, and for some people it'll even give you a systemic reaction, but they're very distinctive, not to be confused with other things. So do not touch. There's a lot of poodle dog bush in here, all down the trail. So the entire morning has been navigating these blowdowns, big ones. And so on this time you could have gone up. I didn't want to go that way. So I went down this way and then clambered back up to the trail. But there's been dozens of them this morning. It's making it slow going the first couple of miles. Well, that made for an interesting first 2 hours of the morning. So in 2 hours, I was only able to cover about 3 miles. There were dozens of big blowdowns, went under some, dragging my pack with me, went over a couple that were lower, and then did rock scrambles up and or down to get around, several others. There were some spooky moments hanging on, trying to find your footing, but we made it through. Now it's about a mile to Talkeet's Creek. Wanted to mention something that happened yesterday at Apache Spring. I left my sun gloves. I took them off to filter water, and last night, just as I was about to fall asleep, I heard some guy yelling, "Hey, you down there, did you leave some blue sun gloves behind?" And evidently he'd been asking up and down the trail and found me. Wonderful. You got to make sure I pay that forward. And then this gal who tried to bum water off of me twice because she didn't want to walk down to Apache Spring came by my tent last night and said she was completely out of water and could she have a cup of water. And I did the quick calculations, and it meant that then I would have the minimum amount I needed to get to Takits Creek in the next water. So I gave her some, but I think I'm resolved from now on. Because at Apache Spring, I said, the solution to your problem is to walk down to Apache Spring and camp there. You'll have all the water you need. There's some heavy hiking ahead. You say your knees are killing you and that's why you don't want to go down there. So go do that, and that's your solution to your problem. Well, instead of doing that, she walked down the trail another, I don't know how many miles, and then begged for water. So I think next person I run into like that, and they're just going to have to deal with it, because I can't put my own calculations into jeopardy in the desert with water. Well, I feel like a survivor after that. Oh, and here's why, because in addition to the deadfalls and the cliff walks and all of that stuff, we came up from 7,100 feet to 8,400 feet in the process. So 1.5 miles with all that going on, an hour, I guess, isn't that bad. Okay, talk to you soon. Stopped here at beautiful Takits Creek. Some nice, clear, cold water flowing. It is cold, it's snow melt. Filled up 2 liters, and I'm going to find a place to have some food. Okay, just had a little snack over 9,000 feet. And now we're going to descend on to Strawberry Cienega Creek. And then we drop 1,000 feet and then climb 1,000 feet again back up to 9,000. And after that climb, it's all downhill to I-10. So it's like 14 miles of downhill. So anyway, I'll keep you updated. All is well. Everything is shiny. So this is Strawberry Cienega Creek, they call it. Some lovely water, but I've got enough. I'm going to push on. So I arrived here at Strawberry Junction Camp, and look, there is a porta-john. Never pass one up. Now that we're reaching the top of the trail on San Jacinto, you can see the sister mountain San Gorgonio in the distance with snow on top. We'll have to drop down to I-10 and into the desert and then hike back up on that one. Okay, I've arrived at the North Fork of the San Jacinto River, and it's this beautiful waterfall full of cold, clear water that crosses right over the trail. This is my lunch spot. Okay, so we stopped there at that North Fork of the San Jacinto River. That was just beautiful. Had lunch, guzzled down a liter of water, and it's 20 miles to our next water source, and I've got to camp overnight. So I'm carrying 5 liters right now. So 5 times 2.2, it's about 11 pounds of water. But it's all supposed to be downhill from here. So I'll find a place to camp somewhere in the 20-25 mile range for the day, and then head down to the interstate tomorrow morning. Serenity Shuttle has landed. Trail mile 193.1, so that makes it about a 21 mile day, including navigating blowdowns, some cliff sidewalks, thousands of feet in climbing, and then about 1,000 feet in descent as well. Challenges today were mostly the climbing. The springs were beautiful. The North Fork of the San Jacinto was gorgeous. Navigated some small snow fields, didn't need microspikes, and arrived here about 4:30 and got the shuttle set up. And how's about this for a view from the campsite? Doesn't get much better than that. Well, the plan then is tomorrow I have about 17 miles left to go, and that would take me to I-10 where Christy can pick me up. I talked to her earlier to let her know the plan, so early afternoon rendezvous once I get off the mountain into the desert. Oh yeah, the other big challenge today was the 20-mile water carry, so 5 liters. The pack was up to it. It really made it a lot easier than if I'd have been trying to do ultralight and then added 5 liters of water. So happy about my equipment decisions. Okay, guys, remember, we're trying to do the impossible, and that makes us mighty. See you tomorrow.